Hello, can you hear me now? Oh my word, I'm just... Oh man, I'm so stupid. I just did half a race on my mic muted. Oh, you're joking. Can you guys hear me now? Yes, oh my word. I'm an idiot. Alright, I guess I'll restart the race. I've done this whole race without any microphone. Oh my word. I do apologize for everyone that just wasted so much time just looking at the screen. The race with no voice. Oh my word, I'm so stupid. Oh. Alright, this is all start again. No, you saved me. No worries, mate. You really saved me there. I thought my mic was on. Otherwise, I just would have had a whole stream with just guys running around, driving around with no commentary. Oh, I would. Thank you so much. Oh, man. Alright. I guess I'll start again. Alright. Oh. Okay. We shall start again. So, in P12 we have got TomTom on the hard tyres. P11 we've got Romulus also on the medium tyres. In P10 we've got Z3 on the soft tyre. In P9 we have Tanuki on the medium tyre. In P8 we've got BPR on the medium tyre as well. P9 we've got Santi. I will call you Santi because I suck at pronouncing names correctly. Santi in P7 on those hard tyres. In P6 we have DJ Millie on the medium tyre. In P5 we have Lars on the soft tyre. In P4 we have Balder on the soft tyre as well. Now in P3 starting, we have Rhino starting on that soft tyre. Banana, disgusting banana in P2 on the medium tyres. And Dr. Boxers on pole position on those soft tyres. As I will start the race once again after me making stupid mistakes. As then I'll go towards the lights. And it lights up and away we go. Dr. Boxer's getting a decent start. Will we see any early overtakes into turn 1? I'm keeping it nice and clean so far. Nothing too much, as we've got BPR and Senti going side by side. And BPR does get the move done on Senti. Very nicely done there. So now we've got Tanuki trying to send it up around the outside. But goes a bit deep and doesn't get the move. Stick as Senti sends it back up the inside of BPR. But BPR isn't done yet. Throwing it back up the inside and getting the move done. Very nicely done there by BPR in that Ferrari 458. As we go back towards the front, two Porsches and P4 and 5. P4 and 5. Oh, Rhino and P6. All the top 5, top 6 are still in the same position. No moves going into the... No, we've got Tanuki and Senti going side by side as Senti goes into the wall with TomTom following him through, and Romulus. Z3 now right on the back end of that Citroen. But might be a bit far back to make a move stick. As we go back towards the front, we've got the two Porsches going side by side, Kung Lars and Balder. But Balder just keeps it around the outside. Very nicely done. As he keeps P4. And Boxers has just run away with this on the first few laps, doing some brilliant driving at the start of this race. But we've got El Rhino and Disgusting Banana fighting for P2. Disgusting Banana on that soft tyre. Oh, sorry, Rhino on the soft tyre, Disgusting Banana on the mediums. As Rhino just losing a little bit of time, allowing Balder and Lars to gain, try and make a fight for that podium as well. But while all of this is happening, we've got Dr. Boxers who loses it on the exit of whatever corner that's called, as he drops back down all the way to 4th place. He was leading by such a great amount and was pulling a beautiful gap, but it's so unfortunate there for the Dr. Boxers as he goes wide as well, which will allow Lars, as they go side by side, will Lars make this move stick round the outside? He does. Beautiful overtake there by Lars in that Snail Trail Porsche. Beautifully done. But because of that little battle, he has just lost a little bit of time to the top 3. But looks like Boxers still wants to get that P4 back. Really send it. He has a bit of a look, but just backs out. But Lars goes deep. This will allow Boxers to go up the inside, really get the move done round the outside. But Lars just has that better exit by going a bit more wide and keeps the position. But now they go down to that very tight hairpin. Will Dr. Boxers stand it, or is he just too far back once again? Just backs out. Has a look. Oh, as we've got DJ Millie going into the barrier and falls all the way down to P10. We go back in front. Dr. Boxers still trying to find a gap, find a way past Lars. Oh, as he loses the rear end once again. This is super unfortunate for the Mercedes and Dr. Boxers. He was leading this race a few laps ago and now has fallen outside of the top 10. That is very unfortunate for Dr. Boxers. As we go back up towards the front, we've got Belder and Rhino trying to scrap. Whereas Belder has a look, but just stays behind. And looks like because of that little attempt, Rhino has been able to create a bit of a gap, which will protect him from a run down onto the first few corners. As we now go across the line to start lap 4 of this race. Everyone just keeping very cool. As Lars goes a little bit wide there, but he has a very big gap to BPR, so not to worry. Looks like the race has just started to calm down a little bit and go. Oh, we've got the two McLarens scrapping it out. Looks like Melly gets a move done around the outside. Very nicely done there by the two McLarens. Boxes up to P9. Will he send it on Tom? This is a brilliant move. Wasn't very close behind, but Tom tries to make the switchback happen, but just loses the rear end. Beautiful move there by Dr. Boxes as he now tries to continue his recovery drive. Not much action happening at this moment in time, but Rhino trying to catch Disgusting Banana on that soft tire, but Banana has just done some beautiful defending and has been able to keep that P1. Being able to keep that Lexus at bay is not an easy task, as it is quite good on these curbs. Looks like Rhino is catching. He's in the slipstream. Very close. Will he be able to go for a move? So we ride on board. He's in the slipstream. He's gaining and gaining and gaining. Will he choose? He chooses the outside. Banana on the inside. Will he make the move stick? Going on the outside. Banana with that inside line doing some excellent defending. And will be able to keep his P1 position. But now they go down to the very fast left-right section. But Banana with that rear engine Ferrari is just a bit more stable through that section. And is keeping Rhino at bay. Rhino starting to get a little bit impatient as he is on that soft tire, but just can't find a way past the banana brick wall in that Ferrari. Disgusting Banana doing some absolutely brilliant defending here. He has now just started to pull a little bit away from Rhino as those softs are starting to die. But performance isn't as good as they were a few laps ago, as now we've got the two Porsches scrapping it out as Belder goes for the inside line. And an easy move there as Lars had to serve his penalty. Oh, but Belder goes a bit deep. This allows Lars to have a look. Lars with the switchback. They are going side by side as they go onto the back straight. Still side by side they go. Some very clean driving here by the two Porsches as Lars gets the move done before the main straight, but now Belder will have that slipstream. Will he send it down into turn 1? No, he's just a little bit too far back. Very nice drive there by Lars. The two teammates deciding not to work together, but rather scrap it out, and has made for some entertaining battling. Belder right behind Lars, very close as he goes into the gravel a little bit. Will he send it? He tries to have a look. Oh, but Lars goes deep, and Belder gets half-second penalty. Most likely for cutting, just going a little bit too wide. Not for track limits. The track limits are very strict through there. I hate it. But anyway, this will allow Lars to just have some breathing space on those soft tyres. As we'll go back to the leaders with El Rhino and Disgusting Banana. Banana has just been so good at the exit of that corner. But El Rhino's softs are starting to die on him. The Lexus has never been, in my experience, has always struggled with tyre wear. As it goes deep as well, the tyre wear, it's starting to go. I won't be surprised to see El Rhino making a pit stop this lap to try and get the undercut, as he is just sliding everywhere on those soft tyres as he pulls to the right hand side and goes into the pit lane, as he is our first pit stopper of this race. Now the question is, where will he come out? Ideally he'd come out in that a little bit of a gap. Doesn't want to get too far, doesn't want to get hung up by traffic. As we see Dr. Boxes also coming in for his pit stop. As now with pit stops, not much action going on here. Tanuki doing an excellent job so far in P4. With Z3, P5 and BPR in P6. BPR flashing his headlights, trying to distract Z3 into making a mistake. Ooh, big moment there for BPR. He is very slidey on that Merc, definitely running some low TC. And this has allowed Z3 just to create a bit more of a gap. But now we've got Tanuki and Balder. Balder defending the inside. Will Tanuki be able to send it round the outside? He does get it done under braking. Those medium tyres are at a stage where they're just a lot better than the softs, and Balder's softs are starting to go. There's big legs right there on that part. Sorry about that. As I wouldn't be surprised to see Balder come into the pits this lap to change to the mediums or maybe into the hards. As he does go into the pit lane. Right, as we have El Rhino and DJ Millie. Rhino right behind. Will he be able to get this move done? He's side by side onto turn 1. Millie goes a bit deep, and Rhino gets a move done. Very clean move there by the Lexus, by the German. As now we still have this battle for P4. BPR versus Z3, old versus new. Just Z3's keeping his composure. Those soft tyres are starting to go as BPR absolutely Tokyo drifts it through that corner. Sliding his way. But he's keeping up to Z3. Z3's lap times are looking pretty consistent. But still very nicely done. Disgusting Banana still in P1 on that medium tyre. Doing some extremely consistent lap times there. Very nicely done there. Just keeping his head calm, not making any major mistakes. And so far dominating this race ever since the start, or lap 3. And everyone's just sort of settling down a bit, which is nice, means I can catch my breath. As we closest battle here would be Balder on Dr. Boxes. Porsche versus Mercedes. But Balder is still a ways away. As that Porsche is looking quite racy here. I imagine the Porsche would suit this track very nicely. It suits most tracks. Just fast in most conditions. A bit of pops and bangs, backfire. Oh, as we've got Dr. Boxes losing the rear end once again. Just running the TC too low, just too aggressive on acceleration. We'll go on board. Just loses the rear end on acceleration. This is all very unfortunate for Dr. Boxes. The pace is there. The mistakes are just very unfortunate. But that does promote Balder up to P9. But except for that, not much action on track currently. Lars on those tyres are extremely dead, but the pace is looking good. Oh, but Disgusting Banana now comes in for his pit stop. This is going to be very interesting to see where El Rhino will come out and where Banana will come out. As Lars decides to go on for another lap on those soft tyres. Very interesting, but the lap times are looking really well, looking really good. As we roll right on board with El Rhino. As Disgusting Banana comes out of pit lane and El Rhino has undercut him. This is very interesting here. As El Rhino puts himself up into provisional P1. But he does have a bit of traffic in BPR. But this strategy has played up perfectly into El Rhino's hands, as he will try to overtake BPR as quickly as possible. As he's just being held up ever so slightly. Oh, El Rhino is trying everything, getting very impatient here. Trying to overtake BPR, but BPR is just defending. As they make a bit of contact, side by side they go. Going onto the main straight, as through goes Disgusting Banana, absolutely sending it in the middle of BPR and El Rhino, and makes the move stick from P5 up to P3. An absolute class overtake there from the Ferrari of Disgusting Banana, but as this has also allowed El Rhino to get past, but the damage has already been done. Banana on those soft tyres, making the move stick. Beautiful overtake there. As we now see Lars finally deciding to pit, and we'll go on to the medium tyres. Most likely. But my oh my, what exciting racing we've had here so far. It's Tanuki in P1, but he still has to make his pit stop. Looks like Banana is just pulling a gap ever so slightly on El Rhino. It's brand new softs. This is decently new mediums. My oh my, as You see Dr. Boxes up into P5. There's Santi still on those hard tyres. Question is, when will he decide to pit? We've got Z3 in P7, Millie in P8, and BPR in P9. With Balder in P10, what has happened to Balder? I feel like I've missed a few. Oh, I've missed a lot. What has happened here? Am I still too far back? Oh no! Here's what happens here. He goes onto the gravel and just bends it into the wall. Unfortunate, very unfortunate there for Balder, as he was looking to get a really good result there for Snail Trail. But very unfortunate. As we go back to where we were. About here, I'd say. Alright. Now we see DJ Millie is catching Z3 on brand new softs as well in the McLaren. So brand new softs versus brand new mediums. Ooh, as BPR goes a bit wide and hits the wall. This has been a very exciting race so far. As Tanuki now decides to pit and change off the medium tyre. Looks like Melly is just too far back to make a move. Where will Tanuki come out? As he's exiting the pit lane. Will Dr. Boxes be able to make the move very easily? Tanuki comes out in P5. Brilliant drive there from the Brazilian. As now we see Santi coming into the pit lane. Where will he come out? Looks like he will stay in P9. Maybe drop down to P10 if Balder can make it across the line fast enough. Looks like there might be a battle, as Balder carries a lot extra speed, but Santi is on that soft tyre now. Audi versus Porsche. So now they go down through the left-right handers. Will Balder send it? Just stays behind for a little bit. The question is, will Balder be able to make that move before those soft tyres of Santi start to come into real effect? Ooh, big snap there for Santi. The battle for P9. It just looks like Santi starting to pull away on that soft tyre. As we will go a bit more forward. See what I've missed. Lars has overtaken El Rhino. I have missed this. What has happened here? Oh, we've got El Rhino into the wall. We were right on board with El Rhino. What has happened here? Just loses it on the exit. This is very unfortunate for El Rhino. I was looking to get a great result, as this promotes Lars up to P2. Very unfortunate there for the Lexus. But this, all of this drama has allowed Disgusting Banana to just run away, as Disgusting Banana sets the fastest lap of the race, a 1:48.906. It just has a absolutely massive gap to P2, and unless he makes any mistakes, is surely going to win this race. As again, it's just settled down a bit, not much action happening. As I see on my mini-map, I see Belder in the wall once again. This has been very unfortunate for Belder as he just hits the grass or gravel. Very unfortunate for Belder in that Porsche. Was looking to get a great result, but hopefully he will come back better in the sprint race, the second sprint race. As we seem to have lost someone. I don't remember who, but I'm sure there was 12 people. There's not much happening at the moment. We will go on board with Banana for a few laps. Just doing an absolutely brilliant job. Just calm and collected, not making any major mistakes. Looks like Melly has got past the Z3. Let's see here. Oh, Z3 with a penalty. Alright, that would make sense. As Melly goes up the inside. Very nicely done there. Z3 is still behind Millie as they go side by side through the last few corners. As Z3 couldn't make the move stick, but he will have slipstream, but I think is just too far back to make anything come of it. As he's in the gravel grass on the entrance, very risky there. Every time I tried to do that, I'd spin out. Oh, going down into the very tight hairpin. Sorry about that. Alright, Z3. Oh, Melly. Oh, Banana goes into the wall and has damage. This will allow Z3 to maybe make a move as we go side by side to the next corner. This left-hander, Z3 gets a move done. Under braking, very clean there. Very unfortunate for Melly, working so hard to finally overtake him. But it's so easy to make a mistake on this track. As we go a bit further. Looks like Dr. Boxes is catching El Rhino ever so slightly. Lap times are looking a lot better than El Rhino's, a bit faster. But still a ways away as we go on to the 15th lap of this race. Tanuki in P5, having a pretty clean race. Not much drama happening on his side. Z3 in P6 with Millie in P7. There's now Now we've got BPR in P8 as well. Indy 458 with Santi P9 and Belder P10 and Romulus with the penalty, ending up the grid P11. It just looks like Boxes is catching El Rhino every lap. Will Boxes be able to get a podium after his heartbreaking start of this race? As he's very close to El Rhino. As he looks like he hit the wall there a little bit, but no damage coming from that. Will he be able to get a good run out of this corner? Has a bit of a snap, but he is in the slipstream. Mercedes versus Lexus. There's El Rhino early, moving very early to defend the inside, or the outside, sorry. Yeah, inside. Sorry. There's Dr. Boxes trying to make a move. Goes very far back. Trying to set up a move. They are catching. Right on board with Dr. Boxes here. Inside camera. As we watch him try to make his charge towards El Rhino. There's a very nice exit there. Braking a lot later, but it does result in him going a little bit more wide. El Rhino going wide, but will have a good exit. Dr. Boxes is catching. If he has a good run through here, tries to stay behind him. He could maybe make a move going on to start-finish straight. It's like El Rhino just has that better exit, which allows him to create a bit of a gap. And Dr. Boxes is going to have to wait a bit longer for that P3. As they start the final lap of this race, El Rhino weaving a little bit to try and break that slipstream. Goes a bit wide, but will have a better exit. But now Dr. Boxes is right behind him. This is going to be a very good battle. Will El Rhino be able to keep this P3, this podium position, or will Dr. Boxes be able to make moves stick? As El Rhino now has a half-second penalty. This is not what El Rhino would have wanted, as this almost guarantees Dr. Boxes a podium position, unless El Rhino can have a sector of his life and pull out a gap big enough for that penalty. As he now approaches the back straight. Oh, as he hits the wall! Big moment there for El Rhinos. This will allow Dr. Boxes to go through into P3. I will focus my attention onto Disgusting Banana, who has just had an absolutely brilliant race. Started on P2, I think, and comes across to win Sprint 1 here at Grand Valley Highway. A beautiful race there for Disgusting Banana, as we've got Lars in P2 coming home in P2. Dr. Boxes in P3 after that unfortunate last lap for El Rhino, making a very good recovery drive. So Rhino comes 4th. Tanuki in 5th place, a good result there for the Brazilian. As now we've got Z3 coming home in P6, being able to defend from DJ Millie in P7. So we now go on to PPR, coming home in P8. Not a bad result there for the Ferrari. And now we've got Santi in P9 as he approaches the start from the straights. As Santi now crosses the finish line in P9 with Belder in P10. Belder will be very upset there. What could have been a good result has ended in an unfortunate sprint 1. And now we see Romulus coming across the line. As he runs out of fuel, will he make it? He's carrying a lot of speed, so he should be fine. Finishing in P11. Alright. Very nicely done there by Disgusting Banana in sprint 1. I will now move on to sprint 2. Very nicely done there by Disgusting Banana. Alright, let's search. SSL replay. Sprint 2. Hopefully all the cars load. See. So we go to sprint 2. Alrighty. I will go from the back and we will move forward. In P11, just to remind everyone, or if anyone just joins, in P11 we have got Disgusting Banana on the medium tyre. Lars on the soft tyre again. That soft tyre strategy worked very well for him in the previous sprint. So hopefully it works out for him this time as well. We've got Dr. Boxes on the medium tyres again. No, he started on the soft tyre in the last race. As in P8 we have El Rhino on the soft tyre. P7 we have Tanuki on the mediums. P6 we've got Z3 on the soft. And DJ Millie also on the soft in P5. Now in P4 we have BPR in the soft tyres as well. Santi on the medium tyres this time, not the hards. The hards, I don't imagine pace-wise is very good. Belder starting P2 on the medium tyres. Hopefully he can make a few less mistakes and get a decent result this time. And in pole position we have Romulus on the medium tires as well. So a lot of interesting strategies. This time the front guys are on more on the medium tires and the mid to rear packs on the soft. So here we go for sprint 2 as they approach the line. The lights are on and it is lights out and away we go for sprint 2 here. I don't imagine will there be any overtakes early in this race, as it looks like Tanuki does make a move up on Z3. Will Rhino be able to follow him through? He does follow him through. Well done to Rhino and Tanuki. As we see BPR going round the outside of Romulus. Romulus having a horrid start, dropping from P1 to P4, but he sends it back up the inside of BPR, doing variance. Oh, I hear off from the gravel someone went. We'll have a look at that in just a second as BPR makes a move up to P3, but Romulus goes wide and this will allow DJ Millie to overtake round the outside, and he does get it done. This has been a horrid start for Romulus, going from P1 to P10 in only the first few corners. As I want to have a look what has happened to Tanuki. He had a good start. As he just outbrakes himself. Very unfortunate. For the Brazilian. Alright, I just want to see. I see comments coming. People commenting on the screen, but I don't see them coming on my phone. Just 1 second. Alright, don't know what's happening there. I don't see any comments on my phone, but I see them appearing on my screen. But anyway, I do apologize if you're typing and I can't see your message. I don't see any comments coming in the live chat. But anyway, we will continue. We have Balder leading the way in Santi in P2, BPR in P3, with DJ Millie in P4, and Rhino in P5. Rhino having a really good start here. Z3 P6, Dr. Boxers P7 as well. Banana up to P8, and Lars P9. As Lars sends it up the inside of Discussing Banana. They are side by side, going onto the back straight. Banana has a bit of a better exit. But I see Rocky, oh not Rocky, sorry, his teammate Dr. Boxers try to go around the outside of Z3. Beautiful move there as Disgusting Banana tries to follow him through as they make contact. As Lars goes into the barrier. Oh, and this has gone horridly for Lars in that Porsche, as I will go on board with Lars. So they almost go through wide into that section. As Disgusting Banana and Lars make contact, and Lars goes into the barrier. Very unfortunate for Lars. Team Snail Trail not having the best of weekends race days. But I see Tanuki and Disgusting Banana side by side. Tanuki in the slipstream. Will he make a move? Going into the first corner. Banana defends the position. But I see Romulus also getting past Z3. And now this will allow Disgusting Banana to make a move on his teammate. Will he make a stick round the outside? They are side by side. As Z3 has just been able to keep the position, but he goes into the gravel And now Disgusting Banana makes the move stick, but he outbreaks himself and goes into the barrier. This has been a horrible start for Disgusting Banana and for Lars, as he almost takes out Lars as he rejoins. Heartbreaking there for Disgusting Banana. But as we will go forward, oh, Rhino already up to P3 on his redemption battle. He's trying to make ground on BPR. I feel like I missed a lot. BPR was... no, it was P2. Alright. Balder being able to create a bit of a gap, and is currently still P1 with BPR on that soft tire trying to chase him down, and P2 and Rhino on the softs as well in P3. Here's Rhino trying to push forward. A little bit of a slipstream train going on here as we see Santi, probably the closest one to a car head. We will focus our sights on Rhino, who is very close to BPR. It looks like BPR just had a little bit of a slidey exit. Now the question is, will Rhino be able to make a move stick in that slipstream down onto the first corner? He is close, but is he close enough? As they go on to lap 3, he is behind him. He pulls to the inside, and will he make the move stick? He does make the move stick on the inside. Very nicely done there by Rhino. As now Balder made a bit of a mistake, it looks like, and has dropped back. But he is still leading, but Rhino is closing that gap at an enormous pace. Softs versus the mediums here. Japanese power versus German engineering. We'll go a bit further back, see if there's anything that I have missed. Not much action. BPR is still behind Rhino. He hasn't let Rhino get away that fast. Still keeping up. We still have a very big slipstream train on the back straight. But Rhino is catching Balder. Balder does have a decent exit. This is going to be a very interesting battle in a few laps. Rhino having a brilliant start. As we go on to lap 4 of this race. As Rhino does tap the barrier on the exit. Luckily he didn't get any damage, but he is catching. As Dr. Boxers is also right behind BPR. Almost side by side. Will he make a move? He's on the inside, has a little bit of a look, but backs out. BPR goes a little bit deep there, so will allow Rhino to cut back up the inside there, side by side, going through this very technical left-hander. And BPR just stays ahead, but Boxers is right behind him, trying to force him into a mistake. Boxers battle for P3 once again. As he is very close to BPR. Will he be able to get a good exit and make a move into that very tight chicane? He is very close, but might just be a little bit far back. But he does send it up the inside. A little bit of touching, but he makes a move stick. Beautiful overtake now, as Rhino is also just behind Balder. As we go on to the main straight, Rhino is looking very close here. That Lexus power. Balder defends the inside. Rhino going for the outside, as that is his only choice. Side by side, now going into the first braking zone of this corner. Balder up the inside. Does he keep it there? Still side by side. Looks like Balder just keeps the inside line and keeps ahead. Rhino is still there. That's those soft tyres. Will he send it? He has a look, but Balder just outbrakes it. But he goes wide, and now Rhino tries to cut back underneath, but Balder is just defending very nicely here. As he tries to have a look, but just backs out. Ooh, big moment there for Rhino. Rhino looks like he's just getting a little bit impatient, and that's allowing Balder just to stay ahead. Rhino on that soft tyre. The life is coming out of it a little bit on the left tyre, but this is allowing Dr. Boxes to catch up as Balder moves to the inside and back to the racing line, trying to break that slipstream, and Rhino is having none of it. As they now go to this technical left-right chicane. Rhino right on the limit of track limits there, as he has a good exit, and this allows Balder to fall down 2P2. But now Balder will have the slipstream as we go back to the first corner on the main straight. A three-way battle at the start of this race. Balder in the slipstream now. Will he be able to regain at P1? He's gaining and gaining. Will he send it? He has a look, but just stays a little bit back. As now Dr. Boxes has arrived on the scene. But Balder wants that P1 back. He's very close, but Rhino just gains a little bit of time, a little bit of track position through that left-right section as he goes a bit deep. This is a very good battle here, as Balder is in a front engine sandwich. As Rhino kicks up a little bit of dust there. Balder is doing a really good job here to stay with these soft runner guys. Just only Rhinos on the softs. But Boxes is now right behind. And Rhino has just been able to create a little bit of a gap. This is a really good battle here for the podiums. So now go through the chicane. Boxes kicks up a little bit of dust and is very close to Rhino. Not Rhino, Balder. Sorry about that. As he's in the slipstream, he's gaining. He's pulling alongside. Balder goes with the inside line. But Boxes in that Mercedes power is just pulling through and gets the move done round the outside. Really good move there from Dr. Boxes, but Balder is trying to have another look round the outside, but won't get it done but maybe he will be able to send it through the hairpin. He's a bit far back. That gets the move. Dr. Boxes keeps his position. And that battle has allowed Rhino to run away with it. But I will imagine he will almost be pitting, because those softs aren't looking in the best condition. As we go a bit further back, we've got Santi and Melly. Santi on the medium tyres, Melly on the soft. These two pretty much in no man's land, but at least they're keeping each other nice company. Can go further back here, like Banana. Yes, we've got another guy who left. Anyway, as Lars and Banana go side by side almost. Lars in the slipstream, will he send it? He's side by side, will he get it done under braking? Or will Banana be able to keep it round the outside? Lars just not alongside enough, far enough alongside. As we see old Rhino coming into the pit lane. On those soft tyres that are about to be exchanged for some lovely medium tyres. Now, where will he come out? Ideally, he wouldn't want to come out in this big battle. But it looks like that is where he will come out, maybe right behind. Which means he will have a few overtaking to do if some of these guys are still on medium tyres. So this is not what Rhino would have wanted. As he goes into the wall, makes a bit of contact. BPR also pitting earlier on the medium tyre. But this puts Dr. Boxes in P1. As what has happened to Balder? I've accidentally paused it. What has happened here? Oh, he does exactly what he did in the previous sprint race. Very unfortunate for Team Snail Trail. This has not been their race on this first and second sprint, sorry. As he goes down all the way to P8 after being in the podium, P9 after being in the podium position. Very unfortunate for Team Snail Trail. But that has put Millie into P2 and Santi in P3. Looks like Millie is just pulling away, but those softs are almost gone. As Tanuki is now right behind Z3. These soft tires, all of these soft. Ooh, Z3 has a big moment there, but it's just been able to keep ahead. These soft runners, all of the soft runners will start to struggle a bit now. As these softs start to fade away. Looks like Tanuki opting for the wider line. It doesn't work that well for him. There's Z3. Will he pit this lap? That's the question. As Tanuki has a bit of a moment, and this allows Banana to go side by side and get the move done before the straight. But now Tanuki will be in the slipstream. Will he be able to send it back as he goes very early? As we see DJ Mini going into the pit lane. It looks like Banana just putting a bit of a gap, but Tanuki is catching and catching. Will he send it? He just stays behind. He just stays behind for now. But Disgusting Banana has caught up to Z3 as he goes on to another lap on those soft tyres. A good battle here for P3 at the moment. But all three of these guys will have to still make a pit stop as Z3 goes a bit wide, allowing Banana to have a little look. But nothing comes of it. How much will Z3 defend against Banana? Banana is right behind Z3 now. But Z3 just has a bit of a better exit. So we now go on to the back straights. Z3 opting for that narrow line, and it's paying off for him. As we go to the chicane, Banana is catching, but Z3 has had a very good sector 3 and has pulled a lovely gap. But this allows Tanuki to be very close to Banana as he's in the slipstream, as both Ferraris decide to pit, and Lars also. Lars pitting a bit earlier than he did in the first sprint. Now, Melly and BPR. Where will Melly come out after all of these pit stoppers? He comes out in P6. Baldo still has to make a pit stop. Rhino has already made his pit stop. Tanuki in P3. Santi doing a really good job in P2 at the moment. And Dr. Boxers leading the race, but will still also have to make a pit stop. But his pace is looking pretty consistent. Not making any major mistakes like he did in the first sprint race. Lovely engine in that Merc, sounds really nice to me. Very grunty V8. Goes through these very fast left-right section onto the main straight. Will he pit or will he stay out as he's staying out for another lap? His pace is looking very strong, looking really consistent. As Santi decides to pull into the pit lane. Now, where will Santi come out? That is a real question. He's been on the podium for a while now. Will he be able to come out ahead of DJ Millie? Looks like DJ Millie will just get him, and BPR. And he will come out ahead of Disgusting Banana in P7. As Old Rhino is now right behind Tanuki. He goes up to the inside. Will he make it stick? Tanuki goes very wide, so very nicely moved. Very nice move there by Old Rhino. The first overtake I've seen through that section, but he goes a bit wide, and Tanuki has a little bit of a look, but just backs out. Very nicely done there by Old Rhino as he tries to get his redemption for the win. The real question is, where will Dr. Boxers come out after he's made his pit stop? He's now approaching the main straight once again. Oh, what a lovely sounding car. as he now pulls to the right hand side and makes his pit stop, as we will go on board with Rhino to see how far ahead or behind he will be to Dr. Boxes. He's now entering the tunnel and exiting the tunnel onto the main straight. Looks like Dr. Boxes is now heading out of the pit lane. This is going to be very close here as we see Tanuki and Balder coming to make his pit stop, as Rhino has done a lovely undercut to get past Dr. Boxes. But Dr. Boxes now on the soft tyre, while Rhino's on the medium tyre. So will Dr. Boxes be able to catch up and pass Rhino before the end of this race? Not many laps remaining. BP are still in P3, doing a very nice job. Having a lovely gap to Disgusting Banana in P4, but now Santi is right behind Disgusting Banana. Soft versus soft, Audi versus Ferrari. That Ferrari is looking very strong on the exit of those right left-handers. But the Audi is very strong everywhere. It does look like Banana is just being able to put a little bit of a gap to Santi. DJ Millie in P6, Lars P7, Tanuki in P8, Balder in P9, and Z3 finishing up the top 10. But we will focus our attention a bit more to the front. As we focus on Dr. Boxes, who is trying to catch up to our Rhino. He goes into the first corner. These P1 and P2 have got a brilliant gap to P3. A lot of space for them to have a fight. But otherwise, it's just settling down now. Not much action. So we'll ride on board with El Rhino. With only a few more laps to go. Dr. Boxes is catching. He is gaining. As he is now right behind El Rhino. El Rhino has a bit of a squiggly exit. As we have hopefully we'll have a good battle for P1 as Dr. Boxes tries to go around the outside. But El Rhino closes the door. Dr. Boxes is now right in the slipstream. That might be a little bit far back to go for a move, but he pulls out. He has a little bit of a look that is just too far back. As we now exit the last few corners and go onto the back straight. So we go right and left and right, and Dr. Boxes is really close to El Rhino. They're side by side going across the line. El Rhino on the inside, Dr. Boxes on the outside. Will El Rhino be able to make it stick on the inside and defend his position? Dr. Boxes carrying very good speed as Dr. Boxes gets the move done round the outside. An absolutely brilliant overtake by Dr. Boxes in that Mercedes. Very, very nicely done. But El Rhino is going to try everything while he still can to get that position back. But Dr. Boxes is just starting to gain just extending that gap to El Rhino. And one would imagine, unless Dr. Boxers makes another mistake, he will win this race. El Rhino will be praying that Dr. Boxers will make a mistake. As Dr. Boxers, just as I said it, the commentator's curse. He bins it on the back straight. What has happened here? Hits the barrier and loses the rear end. Just as I said it. Oh my. Luckily, they've got a very big gap to P3, but that is heartbreaking for Dr. Boxers. He has been looking so strong throughout this whole race, and that has allowed El Rhino to regain his first position. But my oh my, you have to feel for Dr. Boxers. We've got Disgusting Banana, who has overtaken BPR a while ago. Let's have a look here. So, Disgusting Banana is right in the slipstream of BPR. Banana moves early around the outside, a little bit of contact made, but Banana is still there. The two Ferraris, old versus new. Banana choosing the inside line, and I imagine we'll get it done on the braking. Very nicely, very good move there by Disgusting Banana. As we go a bit further back, as we see Tanuki and DJ Millie having a lovely battle here. Tanuki in the slipstream. Will he make a move? How much will Millie defend? Millie defend. Millie does defend the inside. Tanuki will be forced to go around the outside, but gets it done under braking. Very nicely done there by the Brazilian, but he hits the wall. Will this allow Millie to be able to cut back? But the acceleration of the Citroen is just too powerful. Nicely done there by Tanuki. She's got Lars in P6, Santi in P5. It looks like Balder is looking very racy, trying to find a way past DJ Millie. It goes a little bit wide there. Does Balder. So I see further front, Lars is catching Santi, 4P5. Yeah, he's in the slipstream, but he is still a while back. Now Balder is very close to DJ Millie. Will he be able to make a move, or is he just too far back? As we now go into the first braking zone, as Millie goes a bit deep and allows Balder to go up the inside. Very nicely done there by Balder in this Team Snail Trail Porsche, sending it up the inside. Sure. Oh, it's Boxers. Banana has overtaken Boxers. What has happened here? As we go on board with Dr. Boxes once again as he just loses it on the entry into the chicane, allowing Disgusting Banana to go up to P3. Man, heartbreaking for Dr. Boxes. This has just not been his race. It's both sprints. Hopefully that will be the last of his mistakes. I don't want to do another commentator's curse, but you have to feel for him. It's all Rhino. Just comfortably ahead after the mistake by Dr. Boxes. Banana doing pretty well as well. Unfortunate that he's been involved in an incident early in the race that took out Lars, but except for that, pretty clean race. As we still see Lars trying to catch up to Santi. As he is very close. Will he send it? Might be a bit too far back. But if he can have a good exit through these last two corners, the chicane, he is catching, but that Audi is very good on acceleration, very good on corners. But now Santi has caught up to BPR. This is going to be a very interesting battle for fourth place as they start the last lap of the race. As Santi has a look up the inside, he sends it up the inside, but BPR does a lovely switcheroo and defends P4. Very nicely done there by BPR, but Santi is not done yet. He wants more. He's looking everywhere to get past. Oh, as he has a big moment touching the gravel. Now this will allow Lars to maybe have a look around the outside. Has a little bit of a look, but doesn't get much out of it. Oh, but BPR goes very wide and Santi almost makes contact with him. As we now go through this next corner. I don't know what the corners are called, but looks like Santi defending very aggressively. As we now go through the left-right hand section, as BPR has a massive moment. As we now go onto the back straight, Santi in the slipstream of BPR as Lars pulls out onto the inside. As he tries to send it in P10. Oh my, oh my. What a race. What an exciting race you guys have given me here today. Alright, let me just get the driver's standings here. Alright, I want standings. I have to go a little bit further back. Alright, note, this is the standings of the Grand Valley. So, in P1 we have El Rhino on 100 points, leading the way with Dr. Boxes in P2 22 points behind. In P3 we've got Disgusting Banana on 78 points as he is tied with Dr. Boxes. Belder in P4 on 72 points, as he is also tied with Lars in P5. We have some very good championship fights here. In the Teams Championship, we have Team Snailtrail leading the way by 144 points. Then we've got Team Spin City Racing in P3 with 135 points. And Team Ferrari, the 296 Ferrari, in P3 with 122 points. Alright, thank you all. Note that those are the standings of the Grand Valley. Thanks everyone for watching. I do apologize for my drama at the start of the first sprint, but thank you for watching. For those that are new, please like and subscribe, and good luck to everyone racing in tonight's race at Dragon Trail Gardens. I will see you everyone in the next one. Alright, cheers everyone.